Hello, me dearios and me carly wobbles. I hope you're all alright. I just thought it was about time I did something to get a first video of some form onto the internet. As some of you may have known, I've worked hard on trying to get myself filmed once I've been out doing a bit of exercise. Long and the short of it, none of it ever works. Sound quality is always awful, and then the editing process is always terrible, which is why I'm hoping I can get this one done in one take, so that I don't need to mess about editing too much. So yeah, it's kind of an introductory and a hello. So I'm the iceberg. I'm Al. Easy thing to suggest first as the first topic, as it were. I am a Wiccan. This is my altar. I might do like an altar video one day. It's very much in need of an update at the moment. I'm terribly behind on sorting things out. But just to point out a couple of little bits, just to give you a gist of things, I have the pentacle here, which is obviously a very sacred symbol for us. I have the lion at the back, which symbolises my link to Leo. Obviously I'm born in August, I'm a Leo. I've got some moon water at the back there, I've got the wand, I've got other bits and pieces to do with Wicca. On this side, don't know how well you can see, but I've got a stack of sort of clear holders up there, which is a load of my crystals. I've got a couple of bits to do with the cat on here as well, which I need to get tidied up. But there's bits to do with jar spells. Right down the bottom I've got a ton of jars. And right now, so number of bits and pieces there. Ancestral link, I've got my granddad's ship that my granddad made, and yeah, so yeah, this is focal point for spirituality, I suppose, which some of you know is a big important thing for me. I'm very spiritual. I enjoy a good connection with ghosts and spirit guides and the like, and they're always a very big important part of who I am and what I'm doing. I shut them down a fair bit, but they're there in the background. And then on the top I've got, there's a plant, and there's another plant on the other stand over there somewhere. There it is. They're aloe vera plants. They just, I'm terrible at looking after plants. I'm a bad plant daddy. Aloe vera plants do seem to stay alive, whereas a lot of the plants that I get do not seem to stay alive. Also, aloe vera plants are one of the few plants I have that Misty, the cat, hasn't figured out are edible. Everything else she eats, so aloe vera is a nice safe bet for her not chomping it down. But yeah, I've got an Egyptian burial mask, obviously a model thing. I've got another one on the thing there. Also got an Egyptian papyrus thing right at the back at the top, because I have quite a strong affiliation with Egypt and the Egyptian spirituality and stuff. So yeah, I'm a Wiccan. I've been a practicing witch, practicing male witch for 10 years or so roughly. I can't exactly figure the maths out on that, but it is around 10 years. I've got a bookcase full of books and bits and pieces over there to do with Wicca and witchcraft and whatever. That's not the main point of this blog. In fact, none of this is. But we'll do what we can. The other thing to point out is, some of you may have noticed, I'm a 30-something-year-old bloke. I'm not going to say 30 what, but I'm a 30-something-year-old bloke with quite a bit of grey in my hair, although the man in the car showroom said I am allowed to call it polar white, or iceberg glisten. So yeah, I'm going with polar iceberg glisten. Some of you may have noticed, for a 30-something-year-old bloke, it might be a bit odd, but I've got these two characters up above my altar, and in fact they shouldn't really be above the altar, they should be somewhere completely different, but in terms of my space here, there's not a lot of other room I could put them, and they need to be somewhere prominent. The reason being, some people have a wish board, or I forget the word, you know, you have a board where you put pictures of everything you want out of life and everything. I have these two dolls. These two dolls represent the side of me that likes men. I am bisexual, as some people that I know personally know, or most people. If I know you and you're seeing this for the first time and you're going, really? Yeah, sorry I didn't tell you. Obviously anyone that doesn't know me, you know from the start. These two dolls I got through my my half-brother. I'm part of a big family. We have a half-brother that we knew about for a long time but didn't really know, and only in the last 10 years or so, maybe slightly more than that, I'm not sure exactly, very short term, we remade those connections, and he's a great bloke. I've got a lot of respect and a lot of time for my half-brother, really nice man, and anyway, he is involved in people that like the Brody and whatever it is, the old TV series. They have characters that are to do with that, and I sort of said one day, oh, well, can I have a couple of them dolls? They look cool. So I had a couple sent, and it was actually by one of his friends, who sort of prepares them to look like whatever, I don't know. But anyway, I've been very grateful that I've got them, and they're just a reminder to me that I want to have that connection with another male. And the other great thing about that is, if I just, so, hello, this one's Wesley, that one's Jack. The reason I've grabbed, put your trousers up, boy. The reason I've grabbed Wesley is he helps demonstrate another reason why I need to keep him on my dreamy wishboard list thing. Not him particularly. But if you notice, there's never a fat doll. They're always quite slim and trim. And that's another big thing for me at the moment. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm far too heavy as I can talk. I'm far too heavy as it is. Let's just pop you back up there, mate. Yeah, this is going to go well for doing one take. Why are you not sitting where you were before? Look, sit closer to Jack. sort you out later. Stay there. So yeah, I'm a bit heavier than I sort of want to be. The last weigh-in I did, I was just over 18 stone, which I'm really not comfortable with. Once I get to 18 and a half stone, and some of you that may struggle with your weight may understand this, once I get to 18 and a half stone, that's when my back starts really playing up, and I get in a lot of pain. So yeah, I can't go that far. I can't let myself. These videos were going to be about me walking, getting fit, spending time in the forest, but I've just decided, you know what, it's not worth the hassle for all the messing about and editing and noise problems. I'd rather make these little sit down and talk to camera pieces, and hope that they get across how things are going for me. So yeah, wicca and bisexual. Obviously, we've just had Pride Month, which incredibly important time for us. Pride has been getting a lot of stick recently, and there's been a lot of argument over the internet about things like the wrong type of event taking place, children being exposed to things they shouldn't be exposed to and things. I just wanted to cut in there and say Pride isn't about that. There are some people that will always do silly things, and they will always reflect the more negative or more painful side of what's going on. But Pride is not about that. And yes, there are some places where those people take control over whatever event is supposed to be on offer. And those people, in my view, are not waving the right flags for bisexuality or for homosexuality or for any other form of sexual choice. What they're doing is being very selfish and being very they're not going along with Pride. For those that don't know, Pride goes back to an event called Stonewall. Stonewall was an incredible moment in the history of sexual identification. There was a pub, obviously called Stonewall, or a club, way back in days of things like Prohibition and stuff in America. And this was a rare pub / club where people could go and express their personal sexual connections. And one day the police raided it, and they made, or tried to make, an example out of the homosexuals, the bisexuals, and everyone else that was in there. What followed was a very large confrontation with the police, followed by a very, very long standoff, and I forget the right word, it's not a riot, when, like a sit-in, a huge amount of people who were bisexual and homosexual and everything else descended on the area, and peaceful, very peaceful, just stood there, showed their support and protected the pub. They protected Stonewall. Every year since, we've had Pride. And the name Pride should give you a hint as to what it's about. Pride is about pride in yourself. It's about pride in the ability to stand up and say, do you know what? Yeah, I'm a bit different. That doesn't make me wrong. That makes me different. So I'm bisexual. And for people that got a problem with that, I'm sorry. But I'm not changing who I am and what I am. I should mention along that, maybe bisexual, but I've got a good family life. I have a wife who is amazing and supportive and fully aware of everything I do on a personal front, fully aware of this wish that I have for a Jack or Wesley to join me. There we go, that works lovely, look. And I'm not going to mess that connection up for anything or anyone. But yeah, so that's that side of me. Something else I wanted to talk about, which again kind of links with my spirituality connection and my wicca. A couple of years ago, we lost my dad. My dad, he was a great man. He taught me a lot. He wasn't perfect by any chance, but he was a good bloke. I have a lot of love and a lot of respect for my dad, and possibly one of the most painful things I've been through in life so far has been saying goodbye to my dad. Bereavement is a painful it's hard to find the words. 2 years ago, my dad went, and still to this day, things can be hard. I still get very painful emotions over it, but I hold on to my dad's laughter, his happiness, his jokes, his sly little looks, a number of his sayings, which may or may not accidentally creep in on this channel every now and again. Yeah. Bereavement can be very painful. For me, I know that my mental health easily spikes. I have had issues with depression in the past. I've had counselling, both in group and in phone call scenarios. Group sessions were probably the best, but the phone connection that I had, I can honestly say wasn't that good. I got therapy through the NHS during COVID, and that therapy was done over the phone, and I had a young person who was, for all intents and purposes, on his training to be a counsellor. And I don't get me wrong, please, honestly, I wish the man absolute respect, love, and all of the best, and I hope he gets qualified, and I hope he goes on to live a meaningful, happy life, and I'm sure he's going to be a fantastic counsellor. But for me at the time, for what I was going through, I didn't need a rookie. I didn't need a trainee. I didn't want to talk to someone who was going to put me in the boxes that were on the graph in front of him and give me the weird stock answers. I didn't need someone that was going to stop me halfway through saying things that were important to me in order to say to me, well, try this exercise and try that exercise, and blah, 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 blah. I didn't need all that. If there's one thing I can say that I wish I could put across to the NHS or to the doctor's surgeries or whatever, stop it. Listen to people. Listen to people and let them explore what they need to explore. I still have horrible spikes in my mental health now. I have days where I am a completely batty mess. I'm angry, I'm spiteful, I'm mean, I'm vicious, and I'm difficult to get on with on those days. For people that know me, I can only apologise for what I'm like on those days. I wish I was better, and I wish the support I got from NHS counselling services and things was much better. But that led me on to thinking, do you know what? I need to fix myself. I need to be better myself. And in order to get better myself, what I needed to do was seek out other people who are going through their own stuff and try and learn off them. One gentleman that's been a massive important figure for that, again, he's a YouTube guy, he's a Facebook guy, on all the little shorts and things. His name is Eric Gillen. I'll try and put a link down there if I can figure that out. If I can't, I apologise. I'll go back to it and somehow get that link in some way, even if I have to add it in on the comments. So do look carefully in comments and look wherever. But Eric's an incredible bloke. He's very friendly, kind, decent, funny, but he's also faced his own demons. He's got a big weight problem, but he's now at a point where he's doing something about it. He has lost a huge amount already. I think he's been going a couple of years, I don't know exactly. But he's one of the most inspirational people I've come across, because, like me, he has his wobble days, he has really bad days sometimes, but then he gets back up and he makes himself. He went from a point where he was so heavy he struggled to walk sort of from the one chair to the other in his living room. Now he's doing proper long walks. He's got himself back into a job. I've just got so much respect for him. And when he has his wobbles and he falls, as it were, his mental health drops. Yeah, you see it and you hear it, and then you see him climb back up again, and the strength and the guts and the honest support that I don't even think Eric knows he's got, but he has and he shares, is amazing. Because of people like him, I decided, you know what, I can get off my chair and go and do stuff. So that's what I'm doing. And today I'm planning to go back out to Salisbury for a bit of a walk round and try and get some weight loss, because walking is my thing now. I'm not very good at using the gym. Well, I am good at using the gym, but I never have time for it. I work far too many hours, So paying the premium prices for gyms these days when you don't have enough time to actually use them much is a stupid idea. I'm sorry to all gym owners, but stop charging over the top rates for people to come in and lift a few weights and go along a little treadmill. I'm sure you have lovely places. You've got fantastic staff. The gyms that I've been to, there's one in Wincanton Sports Centre, and there's one in Gillingham, in the leisure centre in Gillingham. They are wonderful places. You have wonderful staff. You have done nothing wrong in terms of what you offer. But in this day and age, for the money people have got, for the fact that everything costs so much more, from electric to food to everything else, people haven't got the money to put 50 odd quid a month into being able to jog on the spot for half an hour and go for a swim. So hence, sadly, I had to get rid of my gym memberships. Because I did enjoy the gym. I like the gym. It's just stupid money. So I had to get rid of those. So now my thing is lots of walking. I have got ankle weights, and I have got, in fact I've got one out here somewhere, which I can't see now, obviously, because it's not available when I'm doing the thing. But I've got the stretchy, elastic, things. So I'm hoping to do a bit of that to do with muscle something, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm intending to get fit, and the idea behind this was going to be nice long walks. I could talk through all this, and I could show you some beautiful places as well. But a mixture of things have come against that. Partly the filming issue, partly the editing issues, and then partly the fact that my car might have died a little bit, which means I can't get anywhere. But yeah, I'm also, just to upset the meat eaters out there, I'm also a vegan. I don't eat meat, I don't eat dairy, I try and avoid wearing animal stuff apart from one item, and I apologise to the proper vegans out there because this is a little bit of a bad thing. I have had this an incredible length of time. I have a long black leather coat that goes with my goth look. I've had this coat since, I don't know, at least 5 years before I even considered going vegan. It is falling apart. It's not going to last forever, and when it does finally give up its full ghost, as it were, I will be saying goodbye to it, and also saying goodbye to the leather coat way of life, because I don't intend on replacing it with more animal products. But because it's a coat that's been through a lot with me, including my wedding, but it's been through a lot, and it represents so much of my history. When I was growing up, I was a full-on goth, and my look was the bit like the Undertaker from wrestling. It was the long coat, the big black hat, and all that stuff. So the coat really is a strong player in who I am and who I was. And it is going to be a sad day when that goes. And I am sorry to say that I'm going to carry on wearing it. But as I say, it's going to be, given its final resting place soonish. And then it's going to be replaced with vegan options, because I don't want to continue any further harm, hurt, abuse, or anything else. But yeah, it's not something I'm proud of, that I'm wearing part of a dead cow. It's just what I'm kind of used to, and so much part of me. Part of the issue with replacing it is finding something that's going to be of a similar gravitas. It's got its own personality that goes with it, which is important to me. But other than that, the vegan stuff, I don't eat, drink, consume, have anything to do with animal products. I avoid them as much as I physically possibly can, because it's not right what we're doing, on so many levels. Personally, I've learned a lot about how they affect me personally. There's medical issues that are important. There's global issues, climate change. For example, did you know, crop-wise, we have enough food to feed every single person on this planet twice over in a year out of crops. But huge proportion of our planet is starving and dying of malnutrition. Huge amounts of people. And then you look at it and you realise that only about 10% of those crops are fed to people. A huge amount of the crops we grow are given to livestock. Huge amount. Literally 90%. And yet we've got millions of people starving. I mean, the comprehension behind that is astounding. Millions of people are starving, and we're just chucking our food onto a few animals that feed the rich and top-notch people, feed the masses of the richer countries, yeah. But they don't do a damn thing for the people in the poorer countries. And here's a sad fact as well. In some of the poorer countries, the bits of food that they get, the bits of vegetation that they get, they feed to their cows. But they don't keep the cows. They sell their cows on to other people who take their cows away from them and then kill their cows in order to make leather coats. How stupid is that? I'm sorry, but there's something very wrong with our world if a huge amount of us are dying because we're feeding cattle and pigs. And then to realise that after we've fed those cattle and those cattle and pigs and sheep and goats and everything else, they're treated like dirt. They're treated in the most evil conditions, and they're killed in the most evil conditions, and I think that's disgusting, and I don't think it's right. So I'm sorry, I'm a vegan, and if you want to argue with me about any of that, that's fine. You have your little argument, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of those out there going, my mate's a farmer and he doesn't hit his pigs and blah blah blah, and I, all due respect, I don't care. I don't want to hear you support your friends that abuse animals and then act like they're perfect people. And that's not really what this thing's about. So apologies for getting a bit dark on all that, but yeah, I hope you can respect that it's an important issue to me, as is my spirituality and my wicca, as is my bisexuality, as is my importance of dealing with my mental health issues and things. So yeah, I hope that has been a good introduction. I hope I haven't missed anything. I do have a cat. I have a cat called Misty, who is down here. So, oh, hello, Misty. Come here. Look, the people want to see you. Oh, this is Misty. Misty is my little puss cat, aren't you? Yeah, that's the people. Let's say hello, Misty. Right, Misty is a gorgeous cat who is very old now. She likes to sleep a lot, don't you? Yeah, sleep a lot. She likes to sleep a lot. Ooh. And Misty's favourite thing is when I'm doing something to do with Wicca. All I've got to do is pick up my wand or start, an affirmation or get a jar ready to do a jar spell. Misty is on top of everything. She's got a proper little familiar spirit. But yeah, my cat is an important part of my life. She's very old, and look forward to the video where I'm going to be a bit of a mess because we're going to have to bury my cat one day, which will be a very, very sad day. Anyway, for now, I'm out the door in a second, going to Salisbury for a good old walk round. I hope you're all well. I love you all. If anyone's got any questions, queries, observations, or anyone's got things that they think, do you know what, I really want this channel to talk about, blah, 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 please feel free to stick it down in the comments. Whilst you're down there, little thumbs up button, all that stuff. I hate the terms like, subscribe, follow, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I just think they're a bit cliche, and I'm getting fed up with hearing it on every single video. Like, subscribe and follow. Like, subscribe and follow. Like, subscribe and follow. Like, subscribe and follow. Load of rubbish. It's almost as bad as how there's about 8 billion different YouTube people that come on and start with, what is up, guys? Nobody cares what is up. You're not listening to your other people anyway, so stop using what is up. Be nice to each other, take care of each other, and take care of yourselves. And if you like me and you're struggling at any point, just take the time to fix yourself. Get out there, do some walking, blast away those cobwebs, blast away whatever stress is going on in your head. And the best thing for that, I have found personally, is just going, do you know what, I need a day where I'm outside, away from everyone I know, even in a crowded place. I love cities, but I hate cities where too many people know me. So going somewhere where you can just walk, even in a crowd, and just blat out a load of energy. Give everything in your system chance to churn away and whatever. You will feel better, I promise. It will take a while for it to kick in, but you're going to feel so much better. I am not a doctor. I am not trained. I am not a physical therapist. I am not a mental health specialist. I am not anything clever. I think the best term for me is idiot. But aside from that, I am your friendly village idiot. I am the iceberg. I am Al. And I thank you deeply for joining me. And I hope you join me again. Buttons, things, subscribing, whatever. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. My very lovely dearios and collywobbles.